Good afternoon. We are
Team Noobs.
And today we're going to talk about the life-changing experience after the 2020 pandemic, and also how to coexist with the virus. And here is the outline of our presentation. First, we will focus on the physical part, through some good habits and exercise ideas. Next, the focus will be centered on the mental parts, including learning a new skill, family company, and resetting our mindset. At last will be our conclusion. So, since last year, I bet some of you started to carry hand sanitizers with you, right? And your mom talked your ears off asking you, have you washed your hands, right?
Bingo! Now we all always need sanitizer and masks. According to the expert, washing hands is necessary and the most effective. But I still have to say this, please wash your hands regularly throughout the day, especially when you get home, before you eat, and after coughing or sneezing. Sanitizer can be helpful to kill the virus on the table or partition. However, we still cannot let our guard down since face covering is indispensable to stop the spread of the virus in the air. But watch out, a medical mask should always cover up your nose and mouth. And after using the mask, do not touch the part that has touched your face and throw it in the bin. With these habits, we can effectively contain the spread of the virus.
Of course, when the number of confirmed cases is soaring, staying at home can help us avoid clustering and lower the risk of getting infected. Besides, instead of eating at a restaurant, for instance, turning to food delivery or cooking by ourselves will be a better choice to make sure the food is clean and sanitary. It is not hard to change our habits, like paying more attention on our hygiene habits or eating more at home. But this drastic change sometimes makes me low-spirited without energy, let alone staying fit. What should I do?
We all know that exercise makes us healthy, so make sure to set aside at least 1 hour to do some sort of physical activity.
But there are so many limitations since we cannot go to gyms or parks regularly. What is your plan B?
Our magic technology, the internet.
So, what kind of exercise should we pick?
Any kind of exercise does work, but for me, aerobic exercise can be what we need during the pandemic. It's not only convenient, but also easy to start with without any extra tool. Just go on YouTube and watch a tutorial video, like MedFit, SoundFit. The replacement can help us to stay active.
But exercise is really not my jam.
Me either. Beginning is the hardest. So I sync my workout schedule with my friend and keep each other motivated. The work will pay off since we can contain the virus, boost our immune system, and cardiovascular function.
That sounds realistic and feasible. In addition to strengthening our body, next, we will discuss how to improve our mental health and reset our mindsets. Over the past 3 months, at first, like most people, we just spent most of our time fooling around at home.
Day after day, it dawned on me that this was a chance to cultivate a new skill that I have dreamed of, such as dancing and programming. But I often sacrifice my time on this part since I always focus on studies. Thanks to this lockdown, I have learned how to dance because it does kill the time.
Wow, so maybe you can be a programmer / a dancer in the future.
All things have pros and cons, and this pandemic indeed turned our world upside down. But looking at the positive side, suddenly we could spend more time at home with our family. In the past, the so-called quality time is nothing more than parents nagging and children's complaints. Or we just sit on the couch and we stare at our own phones together. But for a circumscribed period of time, our family members had an actual talk due to so much extra time. We really did something, such as playing board games, making desserts, or doing online exercises together. I really noticed the difference between just hanging around at home And what happened when we really decided to do something?
Indeed, acquiring extra skills and getting along with our family can help us survive such a depressing pandemic. But still, it is important to reframe our mindsets. Amid the outbreak of the pandemic, toilet papers and milk were flying off the shelves faster than could imagine. This all lies in the unknown fear, and it caused irrational panic buying. What's worse, at least 800 people may have died due to the misinformation related to COVID-19. For example, some people believed they could protect themselves by injecting or swallowing bleach. Such anxiety actually needs to be managed by such as having more virtual happy time with friends online and developing critical thinking ability.
This pandemic has shaken up our life, and we have to leave the old way of thinking behind. And we believe that humanity can learn from the past and again come out stronger. At this point, it's almost impossible to let the virus die out completely. In addition, the virus itself will also change with time. In our opinion, the only solution to the problem is to coexist with it. Through the simple tips of washing hands, wearing masks, exercising, and reframing our mindsets. All these prepare ourselves mentally and physically ready to live with it. Thank you for listening.